What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about if MultiVersus can survive long-term. Now, I'm a huge fan of this game. We'll get the bias out right away, and I really like it. Obviously, I'm at least recording this the day that the open beta is now out, so pretty much anybody that wants to try it can try it. This open beta is going to go on for an extremely long time, and the game comes out. So the biggest question to me, and maybe to some other people, right, is, this game, I think, is making its mark on the industry. You can see that with people playing it. You can see it on Steam charts. You can see it on Twitch. This game is extremely popular, and I guess the question, or at least the question I have, is how long can it hold it, or does it have what it takes to survive long term? I honestly feel the answer is yes. Games like this, I really don't feel like have to do all that much. Now, even small things is not just a press of a button, for the developers, right? There's obviously a little bit more that goes into it, but I really feel when it comes to MultiVersus surviving, you have to have a couple different things, right? Monetization cannot kill this game, and so far so good, right? I've talked about it in different videos, even in live streams of me playing this. I don't really care about battle passes. I don't really care about emotes. I don't really care about even skins. I actually talked about skins before. I really don't care about how a character looks most of the time, if not all the time. Okay, so they're there if you want them, if you want to buy them, outside of the game, you're able to do that. The game, in its current form of, earning characters can all be done naturally. Yes, you'll have to play it for quite a while. Yes, the best way of doing it would be to win matches and to complete daily challenges. That's the best way, right, of getting money, just generally, just over and over and over again, obviously leveling up, but the way you would do that, right, is by winning and by doing as many challenges as you can. So as long as that stays, I really feel like the biggest harm to this game is negated, right? In my opinion, right, you kind of have to almost look at it in reverse. Like, okay, well, the game fundamentally, of course, it's not going to work for some people, right? Some people may not like this game, and that is totally cool. But for those that do like it, you have to think, okay, well, you just have to not make mistakes that'll drive people away from it, right? So what would be some mistakes that would drive people away from it? Well, the excessive kind of grinding, locking everything behind paywalls, and as we've seen, at least so far, they're not doing that, right? So that's the first big thing, and really the first thing that comes down to is characters. Characters have got to be earned naturally. You got to be able to do it just on your own, playing through the game if you want to, and then obviously there's ways kind of around it as well, right? That's very important, I think, to most people, and so far they're nailing it. Now, it depends on how they do it long term. If they drop a Harry Potter character, they drop Ben 10, or they drop, really anybody in that realm that's super exciting, are they going to change their model? Hopefully they do not. Next thing is, well, exactly that. You have to have constant drops. Now, they've talked quite a bit at length about this game. I mean, this is their thing. This is their Smash Bros, and they're fully ready to go all in and to have characters come in regularly to this game. So again, from what we've heard, I guess even what we've seen, like the base cast, the one that you can go on right now in the beta and play, is actually a pretty solid. Now, it's not like 80 characters, right? We're not talking about like a Smash equivalent at launch, at the start, but they have a really good, I would say, starting lineup for characters. There's a little bit of everything in terms of, well, characters that are really fun to play as, characters that are all acting very different from each other, right? Like their play styles, and then characters from different franchises that maybe you're going to be into the DC characters. That's what I'm into. Or maybe you really like Shaggy, or maybe you like LeBron, or what. Like there's a character for everybody. So far, so good again. And then you just kind of have to add over time. And I think that should be, well, it's not like they don't have a cast of characters to pick from, right? There should really be no problem in terms of reaching into the well, grabbing a character, and coming out. And really, in my opinion, that's really all you need to do in the long run, in the big picture. Of course, there's things like with challenges and adding maps and adding just different things that kind of spice up. Different modes would probably be a good thing to add every so often, right? Like those things are definitely important. But for a game like this, obviously the cast, I think, is the most important. So as long as they don't shoot themselves in the foot with, unlocking things, and as long as they're adding a character every month, every 2 months, maybe max, maybe 3. Like if you go longer than 3 months, right, without a character, that's getting into a little bit of trouble. You gotta have them, I believe, come out faster than that. And then the rest, you just have to truly, and maybe it's a cop-out thing, but you have to truly just believe in the core of this game, right? The combat and the fighting is the core. And I mean, the characters, looking at them and saying, oh, I can play as Batman and I can fight Shaggy. Like, yeah, that's awesome, and you can't do that anywhere else. But if you're playing the game and it just sucks, or the gameplay is bad, obviously it's going to turn you off. So the gameplay needs to be solid, and as long as the gameplay is solid and stays, consistent, you just have to kind of rely on that to keep people in long term, and then you reward people for playing by, adding more things. So I truly do believe it has what it takes. I don't think it's like a blip where it's not, it's kind of like an anomaly, right? Where it's shocking people and it's just going to kind of go away. I really feel like they have in the works, so, with this game, I really feel like they have something special that can last a long time. I hope and I think that it's not going to be one of those games that, takes off for a little bit, for like a week or two, and then, kind of completely dies out. They're going to need to add. There's going to have to be consistent adding, because the heights of pretty much any game doesn't hold unless you're one of like 10 games in the entire world, right, that can kind of hold their numbers and stay incredibly popular on Steam charts, people watching on Twitch, people playing it. Unless you're those games, which maybe MultiVersus is, but if you're not going to be able to do it. So what do you have to do? Well, you have to keep a number high as long as you can, and then there will be that drop, and then you have to hope and you have to pray and cross your fingers that when you add new things, whether they be a new season, which would have new characters, which would have a new map, which would have new modes, you hope that can get the number back up as close as it can to the all-time high, right? That's what you're shooting for. And I think this game is honestly a candidate to do something like that. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on so you know when all these videos go up. If you want to follow or support me anywhere else, all my social media is in the description below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.